What's going on? We back, Goodfellas Sports TV. I definitely appreciate all the support from the guys out there, man, sharing the videos, man, holding us down, hold us down on Facebook, holding us down on Twitter, making donations. All that information is in the description, man. But let's talk about Mikey Garcia and Mikey Garcia, okay? One thing, I got a video coming after this, immediately after this one, God willing. It kind of dawned on me that Mikey Garcia, Errol, Spence, getting some backlash. But two things are going overlooked with Mikey Garcia's decision to fight Errol Spence. One is Mikey Garcia is clearly his own boss, all right? It's not one of them dudes that say they're his own boss and let, a businessman with more money and more pull than the fans in my Jamel Charlo voice dictate how he moves, all right? Plenty of people try to talk Mikey Garcia publicly out of fighting Errol Spence. Mikey Garcia, stuck to his guns. He was his own boss. He made a way. He let it happen. For Richard Schaefer and guys in Showtime that wanted to fight Errol Spence, he did it. You know what? He showed that he makes his own moves. He makes his own decisions, and that's what it is. And then a theory that Lennox Lewis said. He said, the job of I'm paraphrasing here, the job of a promoter is to do what the fighter wants. And if a fighter really wants to go and fight another fighter, and, it can happen. Or you do everything in your power as a fighter to tell your team to go make that happen. When Lennox Lewis wanted to fight Riddick Bowe, he told the team to get in position to be Riddick Bowe mandatory. Riddick Bowe dropped the WBC in the trash can. He called Riddick Bowe hoe card. He called his bluff. And everybody seen clearly that Riddick Bowe didn't want to fight. And Mikey Garcia proved that again. Mikey Garcia proved that if a fighter really wants to make a power move, it may be jumping up 2 or 1 weight class, whatever you want to say he did, he can make that move as long as he's in a position to make the pull in the move, and he is. Mike Garcia has been pro since 2006. That's 12 years that he's been a professional fighter. So, he got the clout. He four division world title holder. So it just proves that the networks and the promoters all work for the fighter. And if the fighter wants something to happen and want to go fight a particular fighter, no matter how insane it is to people, or who it is, that's the networks and the promoter's job and the manager's job to do what the fighter wants to do. And all these other fighters going around hiding behind business politics saying, Al want this, PBC want this, Fox want this, Showtime want this. Despite all what Showtime and PBC and Fox and everybody wanted Bob Arum, everybody wanted to do Lomachenko, everybody wanted to fight Richard Comey and then, do this, do that. Despite what everybody wanted Mikey Garcia to do, despite it, everybody tried to sway his decision. Guess what? Mikey Garcia did what Mikey Garcia wanted to do because that's what bosses do. That's what guys that are in control of their career do. They control their own destiny. People can insinuate, people can put their 2 cents in the jar, people can put their dollar in the cookie jar, whatever you want to say. But ultimately, the decision comes down to the fighter. And Mikey Garcia showed everybody that. He showed all these guys on PBC that claiming to be their own boss, saying Lions only, saying man down, saying I got KOs, for life. I'm not scared to let it go. Saying they got their own promotional company, saying they real bosses. Mikey Garcia just showed them what a boss move was. Okay, that's what he done. He showed everybody out there, I'm the boss. I run the show. Okay, this is my decision. Now, will he look foolish for making this decision at one point? Yeah. Same thing with Adrian Broner. When all these dudes tried to talk Adrian Broner out of fighting Marcos Maidana, he did that little poll, and the fans wanted to fight Marcos Maidana. He fought Marcos Maidana. He lost, and Floyd Mayweather told him that he should have stayed on the plan. Okay? He should stay on plan, shouldn't deviate from Al Heyman plan. But you know what? Respect Adrian Broner. He didn't want to take the cakewalk plan. He didn't want to take tune up, protect my title plan. He wanted to go out there and prove that he was the best versus one of the best in Marcos Maidana. Okay? That's what he wanted to prove. And you can respect that. And you can respect when Mikey Garcia is probably going to face similar fate. But you know what? When he say he's his own boss, from not here on, maybe he might be in the wheelchair. Maybe he'll never be the same fighter. But at least Mikey can look you in your face and say, I was my own boss. I wasn't one of them fraudulent guys claiming to be a boss, but really an employee. He made his own decision. He stuck to his word no matter how much we thought he wavered on his word. No matter how much we thought he was bull jiving, and he was going around saying the fans don't know nothing about boxing. But what he was really talking about was Errol Spence was trying to go after Sean Porter, and if Errol Spence would have fought Sean Porter, people would have put that blood on Mikey Garcia's hands, no matter what Errol Spence would have came out and said. There's been a certain amount of people say, see, Mikey ain't really want to fight him. Mikey ain't going to fight. Mikey was just clout chasing. Mikey was just name dropping. But in fact, it would have just been Errol Spence going for the fight that he wanted to go for, was the unification bout. But they went back in the negotiation table and negotiated. Mikey didn't go in there asking for no astronomical type of money. Mikey understood he was the challenger. Mikey, didn't hold the fight up, even though he wanted to fight in Las Vegas. It went to Texas. Mikey didn't hold none of that up. Mikey was very understandable, very flexible in negotiations. He respected Errol as a fighter. He respected Errol as a businessman. He respected Errol as a family man that had to feed his family. And they gonna make money together. He didn't go in negotiations trying to be a super duper shot caller like he was just super A side. They made the fight happen. It wasn't the most difficult negotiation. They got the same manager. They fight in the same network, Fox and Showtime. So it ain't difficult to make. It shouldn't have been difficult to make, unless Mikey Garcia wanted to make it difficult. It wanted to price itself out. You get that sometimes. You get fighters that to make big fights. They really don't want the big fights, especially in this day and age era of fighting. They making good money fighting any and everybody and nobodies. And they don't want to risk making an extra couple $100,000 or extra million. They look at it, Uncle Sam going to take that anyway, and take a risk of fighting a big fight, and take a risk of losing. They rather nickel and dime. You know what I'm saying? Nickel and dime their whole career. And then when they forced by the network, when they need great big numbers, then take a risk. After they done milked the whole division out, after they done milked the fans out, after they done nuked the fans' pockets. You know what I'm saying? That's what it be. All these fighters just want a nickel and dime and then give you a big fight every 2 years. Fight once and twice a year. Come back, claim they need a tune-up, fight a big fight, fight 3 more tune-ups, 3 more light touches, maybe a soft mandatory, then come in there and fight a big fight. That's the game. But I think it should be a level of respect to Mikey Garcia here for actually being one of the proud bosses in the sport of boxing. Who makes the last call. And don't forget, ultimately, guess whose signature go on that contract? The fighter's signature. And it sounds like a lot of these big shot, white collar guys in the industry is talking these guys out of not making the best fights and making the best decisions for the sport of boxing, and for, their career to progress. A lot of these dudes don't know how to create a pay-per-view star. Remember, all the pay-per-view stars that have been prominent, have some ties to Bob Arum. Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, Canelo Alvarez through Oscar De La Hoya, through Floyd Mayweather. The root, Bob Arum is the root. Say what you want to say about Bob Arum. All these are his babies, are his pay-per-view guys. They spawned from him. They learned the greasy business from Bob Arum. Mikey Garcia is fighting on pay-per-view. He was with Bob. So respect to Mikey Garcia for being the boss of all bosses. He is a boss. He don't have a set promoter. He got an advisor. He probably got a personal manager. He got a great team with his dad, Big G, and Robert Garcia. But guess what? He's a boss. At the end of the day, you could trust Mikey Garcia's word. He came through on his word. Despite everybody trying to talk him out of it, he stuck to his guns. He's going through with it. So ain't no second chances. If he go out and get knocked out, guess what? It's on him. Ain't nobody else make that decision but him. So salute to Mikey Garcia for being one of the few and one of the proud, real bosses in the sport of boxing, unlike some of these fraudulent, guys that claim to be bosses. Goodfellas Sports TV. Y'all know what the business is. We grinding. Don't forget, we on Facebook, Twitter. Also, you can email me, reach out. Facebook group is in the link in the description as well. Also, the intro instrumental is in the description. You can reach out to me, video requests, add me on Twitter. retweet the videos. I'll screen record the videos. Let's push for the 10 bands. We gone.